Well, it's gonna take forever, ain't it? I think YouTube's been messing up lately. Who'd have thunk of that? I don't want to go. I'll be right back. Gotta make one little check. About none of them.
Welcome to Big Rig Travels, your guide to the American highway. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Let's get started on today's trip. In the truck, we have your tour guide and driver, Big Rig Steve, and I see Aunt Jemima hopping on board with her Cheetos. It's time for all the fantastic road crew to buckle up and sit back and enjoy the ride.
Alrighty, let's go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. You can't make me go. I don't want to go. So we delivered here last night and we got to sleep down the street. First thing we need is coffee. And this train track is active because all night long you hear bird trains come flying down here. Thing is, it's a real rough track. Where's the coffee, man? Where's the coffee, man? Oh, man. We slept okay. Ooh, hey, those are brand new apartments. On the left there, on the left of the light. I don't remember them being there last time. Maybe they were, but I just don't remember. They look awful new. There's a whole bunch of newly planted trees, so. Buddy. Fort Lewis. Oh man, we should have stopped there. I didn't know we could. I like reading little, what do you call it? Like the little roadside historical markers. I like reading them. Left my coffee maker at the house last time off, but I got a percolator. But the thing is, I found the lid, I found the coffee bucket, but I can't find the lid to the coffee bucket, and I can't find a long pole that sucks the water from the bottom to the top. Now, if I disassembled everything I own in the truck, I'm sure I could find it. So when we empty out this truck and move into the other truck, we're going to have to do some serious house cleaning and reorganization. Last a whole month on that. Virginia brick since 1890. Looks like they closed the company down. What's up with that? Boy, that Martin truck is just flying through this little town, ain't he? Gonna fly himself to a ticket. Ah, that's a pretty good joke. Fly himself to a ticket. What in the world is kratom? I understand all these new tobacco stores that sell CBD and stuff is cropping up everywhere. But I've never heard of kratom. Is that... I don't know what that is. It doesn't look like it's the business name. It looks like it's something they're selling. El Rodeo Mexican restaurant. Looks like it's for sale. Oh, bummer. Yeah. Anybody want to buy the El Rodeo Mexican restaurant? It's for sale. Huh? Why? Why did you do that? Why did you make orange do that? Here you go. Is this it, I'm hoping? If not, you should have put a sign that said, big trucks don't turn. Alright, so we're gonna get the trailer washed out and all that other good stuff too, so. You know we're gonna have to stop for coffee before we do all that big mess. While we are in Virginia, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, all of that, all this whole northeast area, we got to do our spotted lanternfly special check. We got to document everything. Every time we have the documentation. 15 fine. it's 115 miles to the first coffee spot. This 81 in Virginia is pretty dangerous. A lot of traffic and just 2 lanes all the way. Really needs to happen. Now we might have a road crew meeting later today. Out on 66. No idea what time we're wearing just yet. think I got an email. Somebody wanted me to meet at the old Pilot in Troutdale. If I could remember what exit number that is, if you want to head that way, we can. We may already be past it. I don't know. All trucks next right. Yay, way station. And they're open. Open, open, open. Way station open. And that truck in the left lane's gonna run it? I don't know. We didn't get no free pass or nothing. Every truck but that one truck is pulling into the way station. Really? He's gonna run it? I hope he gets snagged. Everybody in front and behind us is pulling in but him. What does this guy do? When the sign said all trucks next right, it didn't mean you. We're empty, so we should have no problem getting the green bypass. Wow. Look at all them trucks that they've got pulled in the back. Come on, oversized. Come on. That wasn't bad. Oh, here's the old Pilot. Well, I don't know if that's enough time for whoever it is that wanted to meet me there to get there or not. I don't know. We need to go there for coffee now. If somebody else shows up, great. If they don't, great. We'll have to do it another time. see right here in this corner where this big, right there, there's nothing there now. That used to be the TA truck stop. It used to be small, but it worked. It was one of those, if you weren't there by noon, you didn't get a spot. It was too small for a truck. Oh, they put a circle in there. They put a circle in here. 19. What is this? You can't get... Did we do something wrong? You can't get to the truck stop from here. Oh, this is good. You can't get to the truck stop from here. How stupid is this? Is there another circle where you could ride around or not? There's not. They're going to force you on this. Oh, man. Great. You have... I don't believe this. You take one exit wrong, and now you're on where you have to go on. Our only choice is to go south. Are you kidding me? What kind of stupid mess is this? I don't believe this. There's no circle up there? You got to be kidding me. That is just absolutely dumb. You go to make a right-hand turn because that's the way you've always done it. You make a right-hand turn to go right. And it puts you in a habit trail where the only choice you have is to get back on 81 South. How dumb is that? Can we get there from here? Can I do this? Probably gonna get in trouble. Does this get me around? I can't believe that. I've never seen that. Of course, we haven't been on that since they took the TA out. They used to be able to like go however you want to. All right, so did I ever tell y'all I don't like Virginia? All right, so now we're coming back this way. Maybe I can get to the pilot from here. Is this a 1 or a 2 lane thing? I guess it's 1. So this wasn't too bad. I still disapprove of their weird way of doing things. There's no reason why we should have been blocked to that 1 lane only. I don't get it. Old Pilot, rebranded. Too bad they still have their same mentality. this island should be torn down as well. Because there's like no room to wiggle around the fuel island or nothing. Oh, and let's see, can we get in here? Alright, I'm gonna go get coffee. If somebody's here to meet me, I'll meet you at the coffee pot. Or out here, or wherever. You'll have to find me. Alright. somebody on their way? Is somebody on their way or what? I can wait a minute. I thought there was somebody on their way. Give me an update. Anybody coming? Nobody this time, alright. Fair enough. Just didn't want to like leave if you were, you know, 5 seconds behind me or whatever. Alright, good deal. I thought I read an email that somebody wanted to meet. Oh, buddy, you came in the wrong way. There's no hope for you. There is no turning around. You came in the wrong way. Dude. If anybody comes in the other way, he's going to be in trouble. Alright. Alright, so now that I'm all turned around, this must be a Virginia thing. I just saw like my fourth guy that has a bun out of the top of his head. Must be the new fangled thing. I hope we did alright. I hope this is 81. Like I said, last time we actually took this exit was when the TA was still there. That's been a couple years. They're part of that 19 is owned by Pilot. They're too small to be a truck stop, too big to be a convenience store. But it's still all the same people. So I don't get it. they were okay to be a pilot, but I don't know. Come on, FedEx, move it. Now, just so everybody knows, I don't know what we got going on, but the map is drawn automatically by Google or OpenStreet or whatever the heck. I don't know if it's drawing the actual route lines. We're having a lot of problems with that because they want to charge $99 a month to do that. And I can't see paying $99 a month just to get our distances right. I don't see that as a fair trade-off. We haven't, I don't know what's wrong with the fielding, but we haven't gotten our fuel route yet. So I don't know where we're supposed to stop for fuel. So we may or may not end up going any way that you might think we will. That makes sense. Well, I figured, well, what we do know right now is to go to the shipper and, go to the trailer wash shop. So we'll take care of that. Maybe by then we'll get our fuel stops. promises on meeting anybody till you actually see me there. Or you hear me say we're going there. gasoline company. I don't think I'd use the word fire in my gasoline company. I don't know, you can think of it as fire for your spark plugs. I don't know. money needs to be traffic on my left. Come on. I can't go nowhere. Why are we stopped here? All traffic to the right. Unless you want fuel. But we don't want fuel. They need to build a triple wide or a washout only or whatever, you know what I mean? For this. This is going to be a long wait. If anybody wants to meet me in this area, now's your chance. They got one lane. We got time for lunch, dinner, and breakfast here. Yeah. How y'all doing? I guess. I guess while we wait, we could make this question and answer. What is that noise? Howdy, everybody, howdy. Okay. Hey, Peggy Perkins. Is that the same as Perky Peggy? Have I checked? Oh man, chat's just flying by. Have I checked an email? I check email usually in the morning and usually at night. I can't check it while I'm driving. Any word yet? All we know is July. Trust me, if I get any message or any updates, I'll let y'all know. But there's really no updates to it. Go for the mountains. Oh, we might as well. Heavy construction on 66. You know, I was actually looking at maps last night and saw all the delays. Washington, D.C., all Baltimore. I'm thinking we might just go straight up and drop down. I don't know. We'll have to look. Most of these trailers are going to be quick washouts, so. But I don't understand it, because there's a lot, like Dallas, they have 2 Blue Beacon locations across the street from each other, and one is just dedicated only to washouts. I don't know why this place doesn't, like, they got all the room in the world here. Why don't they open up a triple bay like Atlanta or somewhere? You know? But oh well. Okay, so I am going to update the 7-hour clock because I forgot this morning. Alright, 7-hour clock is now updated to reflect as of this morning. Jen's told me to get a shower for myself while we're here. I like this better when it was a real white real white truck stop. Any of the old truckers would know or remember that. Puppy dog, puppy dog. I see a puppy dog. Anybody see a puppy dog? Don't fall in through the grates there, puppy dog. I saw a video, it made me cry. There was a mom and all the baby gooses, and they walked right by a drainage ditch, and every one of them fell in through the grate. And mom looked back and they were all gone. That was so heartbreaking. It's like, oh man, family of gooses just go walking and they all fell in one by the other, and it's like, kind of made me mad, because I'm thinking, all right, the dude filming that, why didn't you chase them all away? Why sit there and laugh and watch all the babies fall in the hole? No, the owner's there. The owner's letting them walk around. Hey, Chris. Ah, so you got Loves to fix their little drive-in, huh? Good deal. Okay, so 70-hour clock is updated. What else we got? I think I need to throw this water out. Howdy, Duty. Glad you like the new app. Glad you like it. I think I'm going to have to just give up on getting a new phone. I think I'm going to have to transfer the number to this old phone. And just donate the better camera for the stream. Move over, speedify, and hook up several devices to it and all that good stuff. All right, let me take a gander at some stuff here. Okay, somebody was just talking to me about an email. I got a bunch of emails, but I don't know which one would be yours. Yeah, this line isn't moving too bad. Howdy, Lewis. And there's like 20 cars, 20 trucks behind us. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks behind us. We're not doing too bad, really. Howdy, everybody. Howdy, 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 howdy. I don't remember anything about anybody waking me up for no heater question. I don't remember nothing. That's why I kind of didn't answer, because I don't know what you're talking about. Where do I sleep? We sleep in a truck. Alright, so where's my maps? Alright, so I don't really want to go through Washington and Baltimore. What do we stay up? 81. Well, man, that's probably going to be an arm and a leg longer. I don't know. Well, we could stay on 81. To what is that? 70? To Hagerstown, Maryland. And then scoot across. How much would that add? $3.17, and then it'd be about 40 miles out of route. But if we move a whole lot quicker without that Washington mess, because Washington is horrible. No truck stops whatsoever. At least we could stop in Hagerstown for the night. We could stay in Baltimore, but once you get out of that, I don't know. But I can always ask to go that way, which would be better in the long run. What's the best part and worst part? Worst part is finding parking at night after a shipper. That's probably the biggest stress of all of the job. Maybe spend a night in Hagerstown, Maryland, and run through Baltimore in the middle of the night. I don't know. We'll have to see. Play by ear. Anybody remember last time we went out to Baltimore? Virtually nothing for parking. Uh-oh, Ocean Green, what'd you email me a couple weeks ago about? I forgot. Remind me, what did you email me about? Why are rocks there? So trucks don't drive across the lawn. I don't know. I was still talking to the developer about that. He doesn't see why it's doing that. I don't know. If I don't know, he don't know. I don't know. I guess we could just delete the whole snowman altogether, but I think that'd make more people mad. What's the best truck I ever drove? Probably the older Cascadias. Hey, Greg Treadway, I missed you. I missed you, Mr. Greg Treadway. We didn't see a weirdo in the ditch. Weirdo in the ditch. Greg is a weirdo in the ditch. But we didn't see him this last time, so I don't know. But there was a lot of construction there, and figured my eyes better be looking ahead of me so we don't run into nothing instead of looking for a weirdo in a ditch. Let the sun shine in. Do 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 do. Howdy, Cyber. This truck seems to be different than the other ones. The 2000, what did we have before this? 2016? I forgot what we had. What year did we have before this one? Anyways, the truck we had before this one seemed to be a lot better and had a whole lot less electronics. Alright, Caitlin, calm down, relax, chill out. Here, this is just for Caitlin.
Relax and enjoy.
No attitude. This truck has a lot more computers on board, and it's I don't know if it's specific to this one, but we go through batteries like candy, and I don't know, it just electronically I think there's bugs in this truck. It's doesn't seem to be as reliable as whatever. What did we have? A 2016, 2017 before? Trucks are very comfortable. I don't have a problem with it at all. No, actually we're getting a replacement truck because we're a million-mile driver, million-plus miles driver. This truck has both automatic and manual. I like the automatic because you don't have to mess with clutches and all that stuff. Besides, it's a whole lot easier when you're sitting in traffic and whatnot. Well, they got one drive-through at the washout, and all these trucks got to take their turn. They'll still use this truck. They'll just give it to the newbie people. Besides, we get a new truck every 2 years. Yeah, we're not going the route on the website. Remember, they draw it for a car. I guess I should erase all that mess that we got and then just go back to the days we did back in 2008 where I manually drew the map. And I'd move the truck by myself, but then none of the wares would work or nothing like that. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think it's dumb to pay 99 bucks a month just to pull up a where command. You know what I mean? Easy, Caitlin. We all know you're the expert on the Cascadia. We have waited 3 hours for a truck wash before. Ain't no big deal. I mean, we have to wait at a shipper. We have to wait at deliveries. So, it is what it is. How many behind me now? Well, the road kind of bends, but I could see 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go, Peggy Perkins. Now, our trailer that we're picking up is preloaded, so no worries there. And we don't deliver until 10 tomorrow. So, well, it's already noon here. How far is it from here to Hagerstown, Maryland? Oh, 118 miles. $200. Well, we could like stop at Hagerstown, Maryland. Maybe. And then leave like 4 a.m. and swoop on into New Jersey. I don't know what to do. But it looks like 66 is all green, time-wise, on the map. I don't know, I guess we'll just have to play it by ear. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do yet. Hey, we hit 51,000 subscribers. Keep it up. I guess they made a shortcut for everybody to leave the line if they want to. I figure we just stay and get it done. What do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 6 trucks behind us. 5 trucks in a big RV. We may or may not go the way the silly map is supposed to. By the way, if anybody has a reasonable way that we could do our location data and mapping and all that stuff, let me know. Google started charging us an enormous amount of money every time somebody clicked on a map or looked at a map or we pulled a command of where or whatever, and it was starting to cost several $100s a month. That's why we changed maps to these people. But then they, last month or whatever, they started wanting to charge $99 a month. Email what? Let me look to see if we got an email. I noticed your next trip is coming to Kareen, Utah. That's coming from Daniel. I don't know what you're looking at, but I don't. What are you looking at, Daniel, that we get that we're going to Kareen, Utah? This trip and the next trip is not going to Kareen, Utah. Email me what route, Justin? I don't get it. I'm lost. So I don't know, Daniel, if you're watching, I don't know where you're getting that we're going to Kareen, Utah. Well, the email just came in like a minute ago, Miss Peggy Perkins. You know, reading chat the other day at night, I don't know what's going on, but like somebody was saying yesterday or the day before yesterday, well, the load is behind schedule. That's what the status bar said. But I look now and it's on time. So what happened? Did we change delivery? And I'm thinking the trip before last was behind schedule, but this is a different trip. I think people get their trips mixed up, you know? And then that's one main reason why we don't post several trips. Because if I told you where we were going on our next trip, people would be thinking, you know, I'm talking about this trip when we were talking about the next trip, and I think that would just add 10 times the confusion. Because if people can't keep up with one trip, there'd be no way in the world anybody would keep up with 2, 3, 4 trips, you know. You sent that 2 weeks ago? Seriously, it just came in. Let me look. Came in at 11:45. Hi, Steve. I noticed your next trip is coming to Kareen, Utah. I'd love to get a picture of you for the road crew. So I don't know. It just now came in. Hey, Edric. Maybe you forgot to hit send until just now. I will tell you that a couple people sent emails from Connecticut. We will not be going to Connecticut on the next trip. That much I do know. Howdy, Bibbles. Howdy, Squirrel. Dorothy, howdy, way down there in Arkansas. Lone Oak, Arkansas. Craig, howdy, howdy. Howdy, howdy. What do we do to pass it? Alright, what is that? What do we do to pass the time while we're waiting for trailer wash? Well, read emails, talk to you guys. Hey, M.A. Sudi. Woohoo! M.A. Sudi from across the pond. Do. Woo! Xbox, howdy, howdy. Mark, glad you like. Have I been to every state in the 48? Yes, I have. Eric, howdy. If I had milk, I could have cereal while I talk to y'all. Over the years, I've gotten emails about, why do you broadcast when you're just sitting in the fuel lot? And why do you broadcast just to watch trucks roll around the truck stop? Well, this basically what you're watching is you're taking a peek inside the life of a truck driver. And yes, it's beautiful when you go through the mountains in Colorado and Virginia and all that stuff. But we're also showing you other stuff that truck drivers have to do. Sit in truck stops, sit in fuel islands, you know, all that stuff. So you're getting, it's a travel channel, but you're getting, you know, you're getting to visit with a truck driver. We shoot everything live. So, you know, we don't believe in this record and edit and whatever else, although there's nothing wrong with that. We just try to show you everything live. You never know what'll happen in front of the cameras. Plus I like visiting y'all, along with doing a whole show live. You have to understand there will be buffer monsters, and there will be times that we drop the stream. That's just part of the trade-off for doing a live show. Overall, our broadcast success rate is like 92%. And I think that's outstanding, to be honest with you. There you go, Edric. And as far as showing, you know, I've had some people want me to show pre-trip inspection, show how we load a trailer and all that. Well, first, we can't do anything on private property. That's a no-no. And so we can't ever show you that. As far as showing you pre-trips and showing you how to fix an engine and change a tire, and I don't know. I don't think this channel is for that. I think because there's channels that are geared toward that. There's channels that don't give a hoot about the travel. You know, they are strictly the technical side. There's a million videos out there on how to do your hours of service and all the legal ins and outs of that, and other channels that'll tear down how to get the absolute best miles per gallon under every condition, and you know, all the technical side of that. That's all great for those channels. I don't know. I'm a truck driver, but that half doesn't interest me. I'm in it for the travel. I'm not in it for the money, believe it or not. I'm doing it because I love to travel. I love to drive. If you want to be a millionaire being a truck driver, it ain't gonna happen. You have to love driving. You have to be able to adjust to anything that can happen along the road, from winter storms to traffic jams to who knows what. Thank you, Patrick. If I happen to ever deliver or receive from my business and you allowed me to film all of it, would I? If you put it in writing that I'm allowed to broadcast you, your employees, whatever, and it's in writing, I have no problem with that. Because then I'm covered. I see other channels loading and unloading. Do they ask permission or just breaking the rules? 99.9% of the customers tell you no videotaping, no photography, no nothing allowed. Plus it is illegal to show other employees on private property without their permission. A lot of truck drivers do try to get away with it, and it's just like speeding. You can get away with it quite a few times, but it's going to catch up with you, and it's not going to be pretty when it does. We just don't take that risk. That's why we've been doing this 13 years, longer than any other truck broadcaster. What's the actual reading right now on the odometer? 233,567. Yeah, if we ever do something like that, Peggy, I'll give you your whole road crew mugs or something, you know. But yeah, we've been broadcasting for more than 13 years now. Not a legal issue, not a nothing. Because we have a set of rules that we live by, and we got to respect everybody else. What's the best brand truck? The Volvos are nice. These Cascadias are nice. I drove a Peterbilt, didn't care for it. Drove an International Pro Star. I have a video of my thoughts on that. Look for International Pro Star window leak on my channel, and you'll watch it rain inside the truck on my bed. What's the other brand? Kenworth. Kenworth put us in a dang shop every other week. Yes, that's a honeysuckle vine in front of us. You get to see trucks roll by on the freeway. Washington Courthouse, how you doing? Have I ever had a lemon for a truck? The Peterbilt and the Kenworth. Well, we took the bend here. So now you get to watch the blue building get closer. Will, yes, I got your email. We will not be going up to Connecticut. Not this trip. Howdy, Austin. I should go over to that honeysuckle and take some clippings, put them in water and transfer them to my house. Because vines are easy to propagate. Thank you, Stuart. Appreciate it. I know we get more views than any other trucking website. You got to be doing something right when you get 600 people watching. How many we got? 599 people watching us, sitting in a line. How many other YouTube channels can pull that off? I'm sure the trucks have reliability ratings. I don't know. I'm sure if you did a Google search, you could probably come up with a bunch of trucking forums and, you know, all that stuff for all that. You know, a lot of the questions that we seem to get can all be answered by Google. You know, like how far is it between your shipper and your delivery? Well, we've got a map thing that'll tell you, you know, but you can also just type that in Google and find out for yourself instead of making somebody else type it into Google. Does that make sense? Is this the longest truck wash line I've been in? Oh, I don't know. We've waited 3 hours before. Somewhere in Michigan, I think. Well, Trev, check out the BigRigTravels store. By the way, yesterday we just replenished our inventory of our stoneware mugs. You can get them in the store now as well. In fact, I think we've already sold 10 of them. They go pretty quick. I think we've, sold out in 3 days or something like that when we first put them up. So parking full time. How you doing, man? Mark ate all the food. Mark ate all the food. Everybody shares in this truck, and you didn't share. What's up with that? Austin, thank you for the coffee. I appreciate that. I don't know how I missed that. I looked away for 1 minute and... Why don't they build more truck washes? That would be nice. You could say the same thing. Why don't they build more truck parking? Do we have a trip after New Jersey? Yes, we do. We have our next trip lined up as well. Hello from Houston. How you doing? Tell your son Robert howdy. It is a bit muggy out here parking. How do I feel about electric trucks? I think it'll eventually, everything will turn to electric. You know, I know people scream and throw fights and all that, but you have to think about it. As time goes on, technology changes. At one time, people thought that flying anywhere in any type of airplane was just the most ludicrous idea anybody could ever come up with. You know, flying around in the metal tube, flying across a great big ocean. You know, that used to be nothing but a wild fantasy. When people had horse and buggy. The idea of getting into a car that could go 200 miles an hour on a racetrack, or everybody would have multiple cars and garages, and you don't have to feed it hay, you know, and it could go several hundred miles, and it would have AC and a radio. That also was, you know, just a fantasy talk back then. So yeah, I think that we're in the infancy of everything turning electric. I mean, you're talking about, we have electric lawnmowers, electric weed whackers, and technology, battery technology has multiplied so much last couple of years. We're learning how to do everything better. Time changes, and companies that do not adapt get left behind. Sears, Montgomery Ward's, JCPenney's, all them, they were all brick and mortar stores because that's the way they, you know, did business. Everybody else, all the newcomers, started out doing everything online. Guess what? Everybody does shopping online. Very few people do anything shopping in the store. So that's why Sears, you know, went out of business, and Montgomery Ward's and all them. If you don't adapt, you get left behind. That is pretty much it in a nutshell. And I think it's going to be the same with vehicles. Are we there yet? No. We're headed that way, and I think we're headed there pretty quickly. Now, don't send me no hate mail. You know what I'm saying? Anybody? But you have to think about it. What we just mentioned. So, yes, I did know there were electric cars, but back then you had other people give money to you know, to people to use gasoline engines. Now, I will tell you something that I did not know, and I'll tell you as soon as we move up here. You know, trolleys and the electric transportation and all that stuff, do you know that that was well on its way to becoming the way we did things? But a tire company came in, and I think it was St. Louis that it started. The tire company came in, said, if you buy buses, you have to do your own research. If you buy buses and make buses your transportation, we will provide lifetime tires forever for everything. And so that's what they did, is they went around and got everybody, you know, bribed everybody away from the electric trolleys and whatnot. And, you know, that's how buses came up. Like I said, you'll have to do your own research on that, but I just found that amazing. You don't know what the future's going to hold, but whatever comes your way, you must adapt to it, otherwise you'll be left behind. think about it this way. When people started talking about wanting to send people to the moon, you know, think of all the way everybody thought that was crazy. Well, we've been to the moon, and now we are flying drones on Mars. I don't know. You don't know what the future holds. I remember reading Popular Science back in 1980, you know. They were talking about in the year 2000, everybody will have a video phone. A phone that you push a button and it does video. Well, it didn't happen in 2020 the way they thought it would. But we have cell phones that do that and more. Imagine, what if you took your cell phone and walked back to 1880 with it and showed them what the future was going to be, going to Mars, or flying on, you know, drones on Mars, and flying around in supersonic jets, and having 18-wheelers that are 72 feet long, you know, we would have been space aliens. You know what I'm saying? So, nobody knows for sure what the future holds. You just have to adapt. That's it. I actually watched the first landing on the moon live. I did. Black and white television up in New Jersey when I was a little kid. What was I, 4 years old? I remember that. Mom was in the kitchen telling me, how interesting is that? Watch that, you know. So you just never know what's going to happen. And I don't mean to start no fight between the electric people and the gas people. Same thing. Back in 1950, if you mentioned that 18-wheelers would be electric and cars would be electric, and that's what the standard was going to be, is, you know, automatic or autopilot on airplanes, they would have thought you were crazy. Talk about crazy. When I worked on airplanes, you know, I did all the avionics for it, and we would quite often go on flight tests for the FAA certifications and whatnot. And I remember we left, took off in Dallas, flew up over Arkansas, Eureka Springs, Oklahoma City. We did a touch and go in Oklahoma City. Oh, a couple other places. But when we left the ground, autopilot took over 50 feet off the ground, flew us around Oklahoma City, Arkansas, and all that stuff, did the touch and go in Oklahoma City, and landed us back in San Antonio, or Dallas, 50 feet off the ground is when autopilot kicked off. So that entire flight was certified to be 100% hands-free. The Wright brothers would have never thought of that. You know what I'm saying? So we are actually on the sleeper berth with this because we're not really doing anything. If we sat here and used our hours, it would be a waste of hours. Yes, I do believe we need to strengthen our electric grid. But, you know, I don't know. You won't fly on a plane with autopilot? Well, hey, if you fly commercial, you're flying on autopilot. And I remember one time we were doing the collision avoidance, and with the FAA guys standing there, and I got a picture of me when we were actually doing it. We had to act like we were going to fly into the side of a mountain. We had to, on purpose, make the computer say, pull up, terrain, pull up, terrain, warning, warning, pull up. You know, all those, because the FAA guy had to physically hear the warnings. And we were flying toward this mountain, and I'm getting antsy thinking, do what the lady said and pull up, you know, as I'm watching this mountain approach. Well, apparently, that same mountain had hang gliding people on it, and we were close enough that the guy on the hang glider, you could see his face. Maybe not that close, but I know he was terrified, thinking this jet is going to crash into this mountain, and I just jumped off the mountain. That we made fun of that poor guy because I think he pooped his drawers. See a jet doing that, you know. Well, that's pretty funny. And then did you know at the very end, the guy doesn't talk anymore? A woman they changed the voice to a woman, and the woman says, pull up now, terrain, warning, terrain, pull up now. And so apparently, if you don't listen to a guy telling you what to do, your last ditch effort before crash is listen to a woman. I guess, I don't know, but that's true. I miss all my test flights. And one test flight ended up with us being on the afternoon news with fire trucks running down beside us. That was weird. I'll have to tell you that another time. Hopefully y'all don't mind me just rambling. Here I am talking about airplane crashes and hang gliders, and y'all talking about lunch. As far as company drivers up to 54 cents a mile, that's probably accurate. I personally make more than that, so that sounds reasonable to me. Who did I work for when doing the flight test? I worked for a couple of them. I worked for Gulfstream, I worked for Comtran International, I worked for International Aerospace, I worked for Phasar. I worked for Timco. I worked for some Chinese guy. Out in Alabama. I worked for drawing a blank. Gulfstream, KC Aviation. Worked for. I'm drawing a blank on the McKinney Aerospace. Man, I've worked for a lot of aircraft companies. It was all corporate and private jet avionics and all that stuff. I only worked for one airline, and well, no, I didn't work for the airline. I worked as a contractor for them, and I vowed I would never work for a commercial airline. And I worked for Spirit Airlines as a contractor in Fort Worth. They made me do things that I did not feel like doing, safety-wise and things like that. And we won't go into all the details so I don't get sued. But I walked away from working on Spirit aircraft because I did not like what I saw. I would not put my family up on them jets that we worked on. Just my opinion, and that's why I walked away. So, now, maybe over the years they changed or whatever, I don't know. But the specific commercial airlines that I worked on as a contractor, yes, left bad feelings, and so we left. I would rather not work on an airplane than to sign my name to something that would not be good. Almost worked for Millionaire. I've heard of Millionaire, I've never worked for Millionaire. I've done everything from little King and Queen aircraft. I worked for Raphine, I worked for L3, worked for General Dynamics. In fact, I got one of my retirement plans is still from when I worked with Gulfstream and General Dynamics. I miss those days, and you know, here it is 15 years later since I got out of the aircraft business, and I still get calls, people wanting me to come work on the airplanes. You know, I was working in Addison, Texas for a private guy, working on his jets. And I was offered a job in Broomfield, Colorado. And they were going to pay me good money. Now, I'm not one to just up and quit. You know, I gave my 2-week notice to my boss. And that guy pulled me inside and says, "What is it going to take? I don't want you to leave. I want you to stay here." He says, when you go home, you need to figure out something. Tell me exactly what it is. So I put some thought into it, and I thought, what would it be? What would it take for me to stay? And I wrote it out, official, on paper, wrote it out, and I said, bottom line, this is what I require for me to stay working with you. When I walked in, my boss and the second boss and one of the aircraft owners ran over to the time clock. And he says, "Did you come up with something?" So I handed him the envelope. And as I walked to the airplane, I looked out of the corner of my eye. All three are standing there reading that email, or reading that letter. And then the big owner walks over and he says, "All right, deal. It becomes effective today." And it's like, I doubled what I was making with him, and he didn't even hesitate to pay me. So, yeah, we had it very, very, very good in aircraft industry. Absolutely. I make less than half now than what I did when I was working on aircraft. But, you know, things change, times change. After 9/11 and the world.com bubbles and everything else, personal aircraft, everything went downhill quick. Our electric shop at Gulfstream had 96 avionics electricians. I made it to the last 7 before we got laid off. And then I just took a year off, and then I thought, all right, aircraft business is pretty much done. So we did the other thing, which was driving a truck. And now that's what we're doing, is driving a truck, and this is where I should be now. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but you know. I do, every day I miss my motorcycle. Because I used to have my motorcycle as, I would ride my motorcycle in the rain. You know, the motorcycle took me everywhere, all the time. Every day except ice days. Frog togs are wonderful. If you're into motorcycles, you know what a frog tog is. I was the first one to put LED lighting on the motorcycle. There was a company called Cruising Customizer or Customizer Cruising or whatever. And I bought a whole bunch of LEDs and put them on my motorcycle. And sent pictures to the company, and they put our pictures of our bike with the LEDs on their website. And man, they mailed me shirts and hats and everything else for doing that. Thank you very much for the donation, sir. Let me scroll back. Stuart, I appreciate that very, very much. Anything we do, we try to give it our all. So. We weren't in the trucking industry and when that happened, so I don't know. I will tell you that when they shut down all the aircraft movement, we still showed up to work because we had projects. But I will tell you that on break time or lunch, I would sit out at the picnic tables on the tarmac, or you know, facing the tarmac and all. Normally you hear jet engines and planes landing and wheels touching down and, you know, really a noisy place. But for 3 days, I could go out there and you could hear birds. It was just the weirdest sound to hear birds, you know. Somebody ought to try to do a Wayback Machine on wagonwheelphotography.com and tell me if there's anything left of that website. That was my first website I ever did. Probably not. Or perhaps maybe do a Wayback Machine of BigRigTravels.com back in 2008. See what the website looked like back then. You'll see the little 320 by 320 window. That's how we used to broadcast from. Two more trucks in line ahead of us, and then it's our truck. It was either wagonwheel.com or I think it was wagonwheelphotography.com. I think in my little fire safe box, I think I still got some of those business cards. Howdy, Gilly. That would have been us, Wagon Wheel Photography. I think we only had ours until we started Big Rig Travels. And then we just never renewed the domain name or nothing. Howdy, Billy. I don't know if you could read that mud flap in front of us, but it says happy travels. I like that. So what brought me to the trucking industry? Well, like we just talked about on the aircraft. Once the aircraft business dried up, I was ready to try something else. And trucking was the other option. When I got out of the Air Force, I had two ways to go: work on airplanes or drive a truck, and the doors opened to working on airplanes, so we went that route. The door closed on aircraft many years later, so the door opened up on broadcasting and trucking, and actually it's taken us a full circle. The very first thing I ever wanted to do was be a television broadcaster, and I already did the broadcast networks thing and all that stuff, so here we are. We went full circle. This time I have my own television station and running my own programming and whatnot. So it's funny how life happens, you know. Wow, it's 1 o'clock. How many people still watching? 600 people still watching? Is that true? Or is my computer stuck? Professional golfer. I never cared for golf. I like miniature golf.
You're in the middle of another Big Rig Travels live broadcast. We hope you're enjoying the ride as we take you across America on the longest running road trip ever. Make sure you click on subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know whenever we go live. Don't forget to stop by the BigRigTravels.com website to learn about this trip and visit the BRT store and pick up your favorite shirts and the official Lash mug.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7. Welcome to Big Rig Travels, your guide to the American highway.
Hello, everyone.
Well, hello to you too, Jill. Oh, me. Two more ahead of us, then we'll be out of here. Yeah, we don't broadcast the wagon wheel anymore. What's that item on the grass on the left? Rocks. Huge rocks. Chase, howdy. Tim Griffin, howdy. Did you see your picture on the blog there, buddy? Have I ever got any feedback from my bosses? What do you mean feedback from my bosses? Hey, thank you, Isaac. 777. Woohoo! Appreciate that very, very much. Cam Streams Box. Yep, that's back when we could only have 10 viewers at one time. My, how we have expanded. About my stream. No, I don't know why, but every once in a while we get emails or comments or whatever. People want to know if my boss watches and did my boss see me do this or... And I'm thinking, all right, you realize my bosses have other trucks to worry about, right? They don't sit and watch me drive. They've got a whole bunch of other stuff to do. Feedback, we haven't had feedback because we already came up with all the agreements many years ago when we first started broadcasting. And we've adhered to them. And we, you know, that's all there is to it. A lot of truckers you will see do dumb things and talk bad about their company. One trucker I saw was mad at his dispatcher, so he called up his dispatcher and showed the dispatcher's phone number online and really badmouthed the company he worked for and broadcast that private phone conversation. No, that's not what you do. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, we're the longest trucking broadcaster because we do things right. If you're gonna do this, you have to be responsible. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else. Not saying nobody else can broadcast. But I'm saying if you do, you have to be smart about what you do. And we all know people aren't exactly smart. Or some people aren't exactly smart. And definitely, you don't want to get into truck driving just so you could be a broadcaster. If you do that, that's not a wise decision. When's time off? June 5th. How you doing, Ken? Thank you. I forgot what the website looks like for 2014, but thank you. The website over the years has changed. You know, you got to change the website and keep up with it. We're going to, when I get a chance, maybe on this time off, now that we updated and moved our own custom app, I'm going to change the website a little bit again. I mean, you know, you got to adapt. Does the road hypnotize me? No. Do I ever get bored of driving? No. If I ain't bored after 1.7 million miles, I'm probably not going to be bored. There are days that I don't really particularly feel like driving, true. But as far as being flat out bored, no. I was going to update this. Anybody want to know what our official real life career mileage is? You ready for it? 1,777,623. That's actual mileage. That's all the trucks, all my career. Oh, sometimes when I wake up, I say I don't want to go. But that's just being silly. Well, why didn't you, Peggy? And that mileage, career mileage I mentioned, is to right here to this point. So we're coming up on 2 million miles in a couple years. We will actually bring that career mileage back. We're gonna update the site a little bit, and that's one thing we're gonna do is bring that career mileage up. And the thing is, I know I'm kind of slow in updating everything and doing everything, but remember, it's just one person doing this. Well, I say that loosely. Basically, there's only one person doing the website. We've started expanding where I have to let other people into the website. Like Kid Laws, he's been doing the videos, titles, and stuff for years. The new app should have lightened his load. He doesn't have to do so much copy and pasting on each one, because when we start a stream with one button, it automatically tells you the GPS of where we started that stream. And of course, now we have Eric out in Arizona. He's the one who's in charge of doing all the trip vlogs. So, because I got, y'all were going to like do a mutiny on me for not keeping them updated. So, we have him doing that. Howdy, Resi. Thank you, Resi. Too bad we didn't get to see you. I wanted to hand all the decals out to you. Or the medallions, I mean. Did I get the one plate of the guy that cut me off in West Virginia? No, because he was so close you couldn't read license plate. Besides, my mind wasn't on reading the license plate or doing the horn. My mind was on not running the goober snort over. There you go, 3 million miles. Yeah, he is parking full time. Next time Eric comes in to chat, make sure y'all say thanks to him, because that's a big thing off of me. Man, it's getting humid. Humid. I still need to do a review on our solar panels. Any garden planted yet? Actually, there is some, yes. Probably too late for me to plant corn, but I guess we could try. It don't hurt. I mean, you know. Thank you, Krista. What did I have for breakfast? Nothing. How much do I get more per mile? More than the guy in front. What am I doing right now? I'm heating up a Jimmy Dean sausage cheese biscuit. Because somebody mentioned breakfast and I thought, you know, I better do breakfast. One truck in front of us and one truck in the bay. The garden is dug out, raised beds built. Tomatoes are in, broccoli is in. On my time off, I'm going to build more raised beds for radishes and throw watermelons in and beans and whatever else I can fit in. I usually work more on my time off than I do while I'm driving. Looks like it might get a bit cloudy here. I mean, it's just got a look to it. You know, some of the clouds are white and some are kind of gray. There we go, planting Cheetos. And Jemima will probably do that. Or she might go play in the river. Is there anything I don't know how to do? I don't know how to do mechanical, like, you know, rebuild a motor, engine, all that stuff. There's a lot we don't know how to do. Okay, they open up the doors. Trucking is rolling out. Talking about hot and spicy Cheetos. Anybody read the story? I forgot where it was, but anybody read the story of this grown lady climbed into the spider monkey container, whatever you want to call that, and went into the zoo and then fed hot Cheetos to the monkeys. She got fired from her law firm she was working on. El Paso, that's right. Now, I'll tell you what, a grown woman doing that and laughing and thinking that's funny, she ought to be charged with trespassing and everything else. Howdy, Brandon. I actually spend time with a buddy and help him with his house. So he takes care of all that stuff. It is humid here. South Orange, New Jersey, yada yada. Looks like this guy's getting a truck and a trailer. Watch. That's what we're gonna do, Chase. All the steaks and pork chops that the rope crew have given me, we're gonna have to set up the grill and grill them all out. You know, I was thinking of that. Doing a live broadcast and letting y'all watch me grill. But, did I get your email? Oh, let me look. I don't know when you sent it. I read what we had before. All right, Mark. It came in at 12:22. Remember, I don't live in the email box. $76. That's way higher than 70. Oh, I don't have to look at that. Would I consider swapping the headers on a live video in the snowman? What does that mean? Putting a date and time on the left. Oh. I don't know. Nobody ever mentioned that. Yes, in 2008, we were in the top 10. I think, if I remember right, we were number 7 or something. How much for a trailer wash? Well, it depends where you go. It's been anywhere from $35 to $47 to $150. Depends on who, where, and what you got in there. But the company has a charge account with Blue Beacon, so Snowman was always there, but we could have deleted the page or just adopted that Snowman page into something else. I don't know how we did it way back when. Tell you what, we're gonna have to go to the pilot to get coffee.